Allow me to qualify or disqualify myself because I've never been a big soccer fan. I have always been a huge World Cup fan. I've covered the World Cup back in my newspaper days. I've covered matches on foreign soil. I know how into the world these games feel, these matches feel in other countries. But I must say, big picture, I'll watch any World Cup game because I understand the gravity. But when it comes to our, let's say, our Olympic basketball, I know that all the other countries are trying to beat us at our game. In this case, to me, we're trying to beat them at their game. So we are, to me, always a decided underdog. So we're even, it's easier to root for us. It's hard for me sometimes to root for Team USA in Olympic basketball because I feel like we should win it. It's the game we own. But in this case, yesterday, 29 seconds in, Clint Dempsey's goal was, it was Messi-esque. Heck, speaking of Brazil, it was Pelé-esque. Was that not sweet? Was that not clever and creative and spectacular? And then we spent most of the rest of the game hanging on for dear life against a superior Ghana, our nemesis the last two times, just on the attack for the rest of the game. And we survived on good old American grit and guts. You know, it's that underdog mentality of just hang on for dear life. And finally, we win when a backup, German-born, heads home a goal for a coach from Germany. Wow, that's only in the World Cup. And that guy, John Brooks, that you just spoke of, then told Jeremy Schaap afterward that he had a dream he was going to score that goal. What did he say, in the 86th minute as opposed to the 88th minute? But still, dream, well, that was a dream game, dream scenario, I thought, for Team USA. So I was riveted and wildly excited.
Well, listen, Brooks rose up with the header, knocked it in. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to see his teammates jump on him. It was beautiful to see him unable to get up because he was so emotional after scoring a big-time goal. You running up and down that field the way they do in soccer, my man, you score a goal, it's heaven. You know, it really, really is. And Dempsey, you got to remember, Dempsey's my man from my Alberto beef jerky commercials.
Oh,
you got to remember, we did that commercial together.
So you're qualified. That makes you a soccer expert.
I'm very, very happy for what Dempsey did. But I got to tell you, Skip, I don't get an opportunity to watch soccer much, obviously, in the USA. But I got to tell you, I was riveted. Especially, I didn't see much of this game because I was traveling. But I got to tell you, Skip, I watched the whole game the other day of the Netherlands beat down Spain. I mean, it was something special to behold. I'm telling you, I love every moment of it.
What were you doing?
The Netherlands, I was in the Yard House. I was at the Yard House at the Merrick Park Mall in Coral Gables watching the game. I mean, I had a ball doing it. And I got to tell you something, man. I got to tell you something. The Netherlands are a team to be reckoned with. Germany is no joke. You saw what they did to my man Ronaldo in Portugal yesterday. Beat them down. You got to pay attention to all of that. But USA, like you said, grit, guts, and whatever. And if I may share a personal story with you and Kerry, if you don't mind, about this, let me tell you something that it touches my heart when it comes to soccer. Skip, I got a story to tell you that I never told you before. Years ago, I'm a student at Winston-Salem State University, my alma mater, and I want to become a sports writer, and I'm a clerk for the Winston-Salem Journal local newspaper. The sports editor, Terry Oberle, sends me out there. This is in 1991. He sends me out there, Skip, actually 92, I'm sorry. He sends me out there to do a feature on Wake Forest soccer because I'm trying to become a sports writer. And I wanted to, to build my portfolio and develop published clips. I go out there. There's a gentleman by the name of Walt Chisowich. He is now deceased. He was the head soccer coach for Wake Forest University. An absolutely wonderful man. Just touches my heart even thinking about him. I walked up to him and said to him, I don't know anything about soccer. The only match I've ever watched was Pelé in 1980, the Olympics. I know nothing about soccer, but I'm an aspiring sports writer, and they asked me to do this assignment. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Could you help me? Do you know what this man did, Skip? He said, come back tomorrow. I came back the next day. The man called his entire team over to the huddle and said, you are to give this man complete, unadulterated access for the next 3 days, because I had 4 days to get the story in. And for 3 whole days, it was either the players or Walt Chiselwich himself who taught me the game of soccer that allowed me to write a 2-page end zone piece for the Winston-Salem Journal. And it was so good that I came in the next day, and Terry Oberle, the sports writer, said, "Congratulations, you are the new beat writer for Wake Forest Soccer, the number 3 team in the nation." And that is the reason I became a sports writer, because of the soccer team at Wake Forest, along with Coach Walt Chiselwich. To him and his family, love y'all dearly. Thank you for everything.
Okay. Not to top you on that, but can I tell a quick story also?
You were there when something started.
1982, before your time. I'm a young gun columnist at the Dallas Times-Herald, assigned to go to Wimbledon and the British Open. There's an off week in between those 2 events in which the World Cup is being played. I'm in England. I am, you and I have never discussed this, I'm a Shakespeare fanatic. I had a chance to go to Stratford-upon-Avon, Shakespeare's home, and actually see a play, All's Well That Ends Well. I had tickets for months for this play. The young lady I was with at the time, got to bring that up, Ernestine, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah,
but,
no, you
but
don't.
We go to the play. We make it maybe 20 minutes into the play, and I looked at her and I said, "I'm sorry, I have to go back to the hotel. I can't stand it. I've got to watch Germany and Italy in the World Cup final." It just got in my blood, man. I just couldn't take it. So I took so many Shakespeare courses at Vanderbilt, and I walked out on All's Well That Ends Well to go watch Germany play Italy. That's how much the World Cup grabs me every 4 years.